Let's get it.
Let's do it. No matter what.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Unbroken Stories, The Journey to Recovery. I'm your host, Nico. And yes, I am in the building. And with me is the ever so graceful Christy.
Hey, family. How you doing?
She's so country.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
I love that country southern hospitality, y'all. So we're gonna let me just tell you, we got I feel like we got a very good topic of discussion this week. It is the today we're gonna be talking about something that doesn't sound like a gift at all.
Yeah, right.
For many of us, but it's exactly what saved our lives. And that is the gift of desperation.
Yes.
The gift of desperation.
Such a contradiction, but a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's the moment when everything falls apart,
Mm-hmm.
when the pain finally outweighs the denial.
Yep.
When we run out of excuses, lies, and places to hide.
Yep. Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Desperation is uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
It's raw. It strips us down to nothing.
Yeah.
But in recovery, that's often where everything begins.
That is so true.
So when you hit that bottom,
Woo!
how did Drake say? We finally
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
See how she on point with it? Started from the bottom, now we here.
That's right.
So it's that's exactly what desperation is. It takes you to your bottom, and for some of us, the bottom is what you need to hit to get to right the ship.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm
and everybody's rock bottom is different too.
That's
but
right.
We'll get into that a little later.
Yeah, we're gonna dive into. I'm gonna talk about mine. You're gonna talk about yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
no
then,
shame in my game.
That's right. And then when you hit the bottom, there's nowhere else but to go.
Woo!
But up.
Yeah.
So because when we're desperate enough, we become willing to listen, willing to change, willing to surrender.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about the willing to surrender part.
Oh.
So today we're gonna
get into that too.
Yep. Today we're gonna unpack what that looks like.
Yeah.
How desperation can either destroy us or become the turning point that leads us to freedom.
Yes.
So before we get into that, what we're gonna start off with?
Pies.
And what is pies? Break that down for us.
Physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritually, where you're at.
Okay. You want to lead us off on that?
I sure can.
Go ahead then, country girl.
All right. Physically, again, still good. You know, nothing crazy's come up over the past week. Just been working a lot. And, you know, as you get older, it hurts a little bit more, but it's a good hurt. So, yeah, physically, I'm good. Honestly, I had, like, this really crazy thought. I was thinking about possibly, like, getting into a gym or getting some sort of health routine. I know, right? It's weird. Shit. It's weird. It's crazy what that, you know, like you make these life changes and all of a sudden things are just like what wouldn't be normal. It's normal now, or it's gonna become normal.
The gym is a good thing.
Yeah, I think working out is definitely, you know, a good thing because the older you get, the more things fall apart and you kind of got to take care of them, you know?
Trust me, at 56, I'm starting to hear all the cricks and cranks. And
yeah, you wake up in the morning, you sound like a Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah, stand crap on top all day.
Yes, that part. Like you try and get out of bed and you just want to fall right back in. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
Look, I mean, you're 56, I'm 43. I mean, I'm still feeling it.
Together we're 99.
And damn, we looking fine.
Jesus. 99. We pushing almost that C note.
Hey, it'll be all right, though. The older we get, the wiser we get. That's the goal, I think.
Fine wine.
Yeah, that's right. Aging. Intellectually, I'm a little stressed this week. It's pretty much I'm wrapping up my 2 classes, getting ready to start another 2 classes in a couple of weeks. But
that's right, you're back in school.
Yeah, I am. Oh, and I did. Okay, so good news. Talked to my academic counselor about 2 weeks ago, and he said if I keep going on the track that I'm at, by this time next summer, I will have my bachelor's in psychology. So yay! I know. I'm so stoked. So stoked.
A
and then
bachelor's in psychology.
With a concentration in addictions.
She's not gonna be picking apart my damn.
No. Just, you know, like doing what we're doing.
That's
talking
right.
about addiction and why we do it and how we can get better from it.
Damn right.
Turning your pain into your purpose. But yeah, so
wait, say that one more time.
Turning your pain into your purpose.
We applaud that.
Yes, we do. But yeah, so the projects are due this week, you know, so I gotta do my PowerPoint presentation.
Got the brain game going.
Yeah, I do, and boy, I tell you, sometimes that thing be smoking. But like seriously,
I remember my school days.
Woo!
I actually I hated psychology classes.
Really?
I had to take one psychology class. I forgot.
Really?
I passed it, but like with a D.
Really? See, I love it. Just because, I mean, I don't know. I've always been the type of like, why do we hit that self-sabotage button? Why do we do the things that we do? You know, like, what's the root cause of it? And it's so crazy once you really start digging into it. It's like the little moments in your childhood that you didn't think really mattered. Like, oh my God, they become so significant later on in life.
Okay, so listen, during the course of this podcast, I will be putting these on so I can see everything.
Getting old.
I am getting old. My eyes are bad.
That's right. I wear contacts, so if I didn't have my contacts in, I'd be blind as a bat. I promise you that.
Emotionally.
So remember how I told you that I restarted working my steps from emotional healing, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I have graduated to step 2.
Nice.
So now
Great.
I am, yeah.
We applaud accomplishments.
Yes, we do. But now I'm kind of focusing on emotional strongholds. Yeah.
That's going to be another topic in itself.
Ooh,
we have to talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So emotionally, you are balanced, or?
I'm balancing.
Okay.
One thing that I say is, like, I'm healing, I'm not healed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's progress, not perfection.
Recovering, not recovering.
Exactly. I will say, though, that, in going through the process that I've been going through, working these steps, I have really found a whole lot of peace amidst like a lot of chaotic shit that's been going on. And so I'm super grateful for that, just like being open and willing and, surrendering and just, giving it up to my higher power and just, riding the wave. So it's been really good. That's that awesome. Brings me into, spiritually. Again, still loving my faith, which is finding answers in the hurt.
Finding answers in the hurt. I love that acronym.
I know.
I've
awesome.
stolen that.
Yes.
I have actually implemented it in one of my meetings I was in.
Yeah, you did it again. You did what was it, Monday night when I had you do discussion lead. Yeah, so that was great too. I love it. But yeah, spiritually, being able to find that peace has been so instrumental, you know, and again, not letting anything come in the way of those 3 things: my peace, my spirit, my serenity, and my recovery. So it's been great. And it's a journey that is just going to continue to get better. And as long as I just keep, my sponsor told me, she said, every day I want you to focus on the steps that have a 1 in front of them are the most important. So 1, 10, 11, and 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to think about that for a second.
Right? Yep. 1, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. So, yeah. So how about you? Where are you at pies-wise?
So physically, I'm a little banged up. I don't know. I under the weather. I caught a bug a few days back. But,
oh no, not the funk.
Yeah, and I coughed and I pulled a muscle in my back, so my chest to my back is achy.
That was a heck of a cough, my guy.
My Lord, yeah. I was like, what is going on? And then I could tell when my sugar levels are low because my vision gets a little blurry, like right now. That's why I have my banana here. And so physically, I'm a little, out of sorts, but not completely. Right. I'm a little sore. I'm going to the gym tomorrow, so I'll see how I feel when I get there. But it's the bumps and bruises that come with the life being lifey.
Yeah.
Intellectually, I'm always feeling like I'm challenging myself. I'm in my networking group that I go on Thursdays, and then I got to deal with all this technology.
Yeah. I'm glad you got this.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it. It's not always a perfect fit, but it's working. For the last couple of weeks, so that's good. So that's always challenging. Then coming up with ideas and how we're gonna do this, and then I do my step work. So I'm always, I'm pushing myself to, not to the limit, but I like that I'm pushing myself to get a better grip on who I am and what I do and why I do it.
The growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then emotionally, I'm sound. As long as my family's good, I'm good.
Yes.
My boy is good. I'm waiting for my son to call from the National Guard.
Yeah.
That's always a treat. And then and so spiritually, again, if I'm connected emotionally with my family, then spiritually I feel like I'm dialed in. Yeah. I try to stay connected to my higher power. And I just try to be at one with the universe. So I'm vibing. I'm
That's
good.
good.
I'm
That's a good vibe.
I'm on a natural high.
Yes. Way better than the old highs, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'll take these over those any
Natural
day.
highs are the new high.
Yes, they are.
So, all right. So let's jump into the topic. Today's topic. What is the gift of desperation?
Oh.
What is it?
What is it?
It's for me. It's the breaking point where denial no longer works.
Yep.
It's kind of like where all the excuses are gone.
Mm-hmm.
When the pain becomes louder than pride.
Yeah.
And the moment you can't keep thinking the same way.
Yeah.
You can't keep living the same way.
Yeah. But I mean, thinking the same way too, like that really goes into it. It's one of those, you go from like, oh, I might need help to like, no, I can't do this on my own. Like I need help for sure.
So let me go first with my
yeah.
All right. So for
what
me,
what was your gift of desperation?
That I can name the day.
Yeah.
And how long it took.
Yeah.
And the act.
It's kind of an unforgettable moment. Huh?
Yeah. So my desperation day started December 29th, 1987.
Woo, I was
Relax. So on that day, I stole my mother's car.
Yeah.
Not knowing her purse was still in the car, and I went to get high. I thought I would just go get high and then come back and be done with it. But I went in the car, looked for some change, and I found Mom's purse. And in that purse was $2,500, and that started a 4-day binge.
Yeah, and I know how much your mom meant to you too.
Yeah, for those who don't know me, my mom is my best friend, and she has always been the guiding light. She has always been that one person who unconditionally, without flaw, loved on me. Never thought that I couldn't get right. And so when I did to her, that's when I knew, when I woke up at that red light after 4 days of basically not sleeping.
Yeah.
And I looked around and I had like $400 left of the $2,500. I said, something's got to change.
Yeah.
So that act of desperation led me to start my recovery process. And I can tell you this, if I had never done that to my mother, Lord knows where I'd be today, either in a grave or serving 20 to life probably. Yeah. So
it's those moments of grace. Yeah. It's like in the moment you kind of, you don't really see it, but when you look back on it, it's you definitely see like the grace that is in, and that's why, it's a gift.
That was the end of it all.
Yeah.
For 5 to 6 years, I had done so many horrific things to people, mainly women. They were easy targets. Purse snatching, robberies. Yeah. When my crimes became more violent in nature, like armed robbery, stick up kids, calling cops on drug dealers to get their stashes. Right. I had no problem with that. I thought that was okay. Yeah. When I did it to Mom Dukes, that's when I'm very grateful I did it to her. Right. Because at the end of that, that's what changed everything. Yeah, that kind of was like the eye-opener to the insanity that was your life at that time. I was lucky enough to have the insight to say, that's insane. Yeah. To do that was just crazy. And that changed everything. Absolutely. And that's why on January 2nd of 1988, that's the start of my clean date. That's awesome. So what did desperation look like for you, Ms. Christy?
That was actually
personally. What did it look like for you
for
personally?
me, it was. It wasn't just one moment. I think it was definitely a culmination of a few moments, and so I had gotten into some trouble, and I got locked up, as that jails, institutions, or death, and I had like 44 days, where like I was clean because obviously I was in jail. And I had told everybody I was in there, was like, clean the house, make sure there's nothing in here, I don't want any temptation, I'm done with this shit, et cetera, et cetera. And I got out, and it was like 2 days later, I was looking for something, and I found an empty pack of cigarettes, and I opened it up, and there was in there. Yeah, there was something in there. And immediately my initial reaction was like, hell no, I gotta get rid of this shit. So I go into the bathroom, and I go to throw it, and it did not land in the toilet. It landed in it landed behind the trash can. In that moment, I made that conscious decision. I am not going to pick this up and flush it. I'm going to leave it sitting there and I'm going to go back for it. So, it was probably about a day later when I actually relapsed. And then I remember, for me, the desperation came when I realized, like, hey, you have a choice that you've got to make. Like, your life is not going to get any better if you continue to live the way that you are living. And for me, I knew that I could not heal in the same environment that helped make me sick. They talk about in recovery all the time, people, places, and things, and it's so true. Because you don't really realize just how much of a trigger, that can be. And it's just like when you're still wallowing in that shitty situation and, you feel like there's no way out. Sometimes for some people, and me especially, I had to get away from it. So I found a program that was up here in Lawrenceville. And when I say the Gift of Desperation was moments, when I first reached out to them, they did not have a bed available for me. I called every day for 30 days asking, is there a bed open yet? Is there a bed open yet? Is there a bed open yet? And finally, my boyfriend at the time, he was also, we were going into recovery together. I had talked about that last week. And the day that I took him up here, or I brought him up here so that he could get, checked in and everything like that, the intake counselor, she came up to me and she was like, hey, I need you to go home and pack. We've got a bed for you.
Nice.
Yeah, so that right there, that's, those moments of grace.
Okay.
So that the desperation for me just came with the realization of, like, I can't keep living like this. The charges that I caught, and you and I were just talking about this before we had started. It was my first ever, getting in trouble as an adult. As a juvenile, I did a whole lot of whack ass shit, but that was as a juvenile, but like as an adult, I had never gotten in trouble, which moments of grace, because there was a lot of times that I really should have gotten in trouble, and so now here I am and I'm just like, I have to do the right thing, not only to stay out of, hopefully stay out of prison, but to save my life, because this is not, the insanity was so real and the powerlessness was so real. So yeah, that was my desperation. I was finally sick and tired of being sick and tired. Damn, and I knew I had to change it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big steps we're taking.
Oh yeah.
so let me ask you this. Why was the act of desperation, why is it necessary in recovery? Like,
why?
Yeah, like, so let me take the first shot.
Yeah.
So for me, without it, I take my self-will back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you're not desperate, or like if I never did what I did to my mom's, I'd probably still be wilding out there. Yeah. Either dead or, like I said, locked up. Yep. For eternity. Mm-hmm. So without it, without desperation, without you having that moment of clarity, or when things come to the boiling point where you have to be really willing to change. Yeah. Not that I'll just do it because. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna get sober so I can stay out of jail, or I'm just gonna get sober, just because I'm on paper now. Yeah. So I gotta do it for probation. Like, no. So when true desperation. Yeah. For me, smoking crack was always like taboo back in the 80s. Like, don't do crack. That's like.
Crack is whack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I remember that.
I remember times that I tried to stop and I couldn't. Mm-hmm. Now, after the act of desperation, I really wanted to do whatever it takes to stay. Yeah, free. It's that finale, like that final moment where you're just like, I'm done. Yeah, you throw in the towel. Yeah, I give up. Like, there's no more. I surrender. Exactly. I surrender. Yes. And I did that back in '88. Mm-hmm. And my only regret was I didn't take the literature and the recovery aspect as serious. I stayed clean because my rock bottom was so bad. Right. That I knew I wasn't going to touch it anymore. Right. But I wish I would have picked up the book and the literature and got a sponsor and worked the steps the right way. Early on. Yeah, it is definitely now, but it's vital for everyone in recovery. I mean, and I'm gonna say, like, flat out, it is vital to have a successful
recovery to get in the literature, to get in the rooms, to get the sponsor. There's some people that can, they can start it without it, but I feel like a lot of times, you don't heal fully. There's a lot of people that, and me specifically, back in 2012, I went into the rooms, but I didn't take it seriously, and I relapsed, over and over and over again. So yeah, the willing to do whatever it takes.
So part of my desperation was, like, I knew I didn't want to get high, but I had, like, the person that I my mom, what I did to my mom, and the fact that she still loved on me and showed me and said that we're going to get through this together. Her support system was, it was eye-opening. Like I just carjacked you and took your money, and you just embraced me and still want me to get right. Like, so it was almost like I had accountability through her.
Yeah, and having somebody who believes in you even when you can't believe in yourself.
Correct. So it was, it was both. I wanted to do it, and she wanted to see me get through it. Yeah. So
and having that person,
that unconditional love, is one of the key, ingredients.
Yeah, and I kind of want to touch on something there because a lot of times, within addiction, sometimes you burn all those bridges of those people that really, like, those key people, parents, grandparents, siblings, spouses, and sometimes it's really hard if you don't have a person who loves you unconditionally. So I feel like, that's part of it. You trying to get on my level again?
I gotta get up, man. I feel so small to you, like I feel like you devoured me.
I love it. And I'm slouching too, like I'm so
I looked, I was like, oh my God. So I gotta make sure I'm sitting up.
Sit up straight.
You can slouch.
Say it with your chest. You totally
keep in mind, my co-host here, Christy, is 6'2", 6'2" I'm only 6 foot, so
2 inches make a big difference.
Yeah, when I'm sitting down, I feel like I'm 5'3". All right, good. I'm sorry.
You're good. But with it being a spiritual program, and getting there, to the God of your understanding, for me personally, it was instrumental, because for a lot of my life, my dad loved me unconditionally. My mom loved me unconditionally. However, mom, she became a heavenly angel in 2013, dad in 2022. So at that point in time, it was like, who loves me unconditionally? For me, it's God, it's my higher power, and so being able to have, again, that goes back into my faith. Like, sometimes, you just, if you lean into that, just realize that there is somebody out there that does love you unconditionally. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Absolutely.
For the people that don't necessarily have that physical person.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah. Because not everybody has that support group that I have.
Yeah.
My mom and my brothers were, and I couldn't go nowhere without one of my brothers. Yeah. When I came out of
accountability partners for real,
real. They was like, if I was going to the corner store, one of them had to come with me.
Right. They're like, what are you doing?
It was annoying for them. I can tell you that. They were like, come on, man, get your shit together.
Tighten up.
I ain't gonna be babysitting your ass.
Right.
But that's that brotherly love type shit.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So real desperation against fake desperation. What I mean by fake desperation is like, you're just getting clean because the shit hit the fan. Yeah. The cops is on your ass.
Right. Your probation officer's up your ass.
You got cases. Yeah. That's that bullshit desperation. That's like, all right, God, just get me through this and I'll stop. I promise.
Yeah.
I'll never do it again. But real desperation is that internal surrender.
Yes. And that, I really feel like that is a key component to it.
Yeah, when you finally realize you cannot live like this anymore.
Step 1, your life had become unmanageable.
Powerless over the disease of addiction, and your life had become unmanageable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why the first step is really as vital as it is.
It's a must. At 17 years old, I don't think there's many 17-year-olds who carjacked their mom and took $2,500 and left for 4 days.
No.
There's not too many.
Not too many. No.
I'm in that club.
Well.
So that to me is like, I realize I can't live like this.
Yeah.
I'm so glad it happened early in life.
Yeah.
And I was able to get to right the ship I can get clean, but I didn't right the ship with the character defects and the behaviors and how the disease of addiction pivots to other things.
Right. Because you can have your drug addiction, but if you don't work on that internal, the character defects and removing those shortcomings and being able to recognize them, then you can take that drug addiction and you can turn it into an addiction of self-sabotage. You can turn it into an addiction of toxic relationships, like we had talked about last week.
Topic.
Exactly.
So
there's so many ways.
Some of these. You could become a sex addict.
Yeah, or overeating.
Stealing.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi there.
He's like, how are you doing? That's me. I identify. No.
Yeah, I can relate.
I resemble that remark.
So let me ask you this: did you ever think that you were desperate, but really were? How do I word that?
I was desperate, but I wasn't ready to save my life.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I was desperate, but I wasn't ready to save my life. I wasn't ready to do whatever it took.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. That's all you tackle that one.
So for me, what that looked like, honestly, was like 25 years of one addiction or the other. And it was like, okay. So for instance, when my mom died in 2013, I fell down a bad rabbit hole with pain pills. For like 3 years. And it got to the point where, so 6'2", I weighed 145 pounds. That was bad. I was like Skeletor.
Yeah, 6'2", that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm talking,
I can't even imagine that.
Oh, it was bad. It was so bad. And then I had those moments where, like, between the pain pills and then the drinking on top of it, like, that's not a good combination. And, just the anger that was in there and just realizing, like, hey, like, I'm not healing. So I was just like, all right, so this has got to stop. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to eliminate the pain pills, but I'm still going to drink and I'm still going to smoke weed, so it was, for me, there was moments of, okay, like I'm tired of this, but like we had just talked about, you're substituting one thing for another. And, it was, I wasn't really ready to save my life until I knew that, like, nobody was going to do it for me. Like, nobody was going to pick up the pieces. Nobody was going to put my life back together, and me trying to pour myself into everything else, and being in that people-pleasing mode, or, just like, okay, well, if I do this, then I don't really have to face this. Like, once I put all the bullshit aside and I surrendered. Once, like, that...
Turn it over.
Yes. They say the three things that are the most important is the honesty, open-mindedness, and the willingness to surrender. Yeah, because if you're not... For me, like, if I didn't get to that point, I never could have entered recovery. And I feel like, for me personally, I feel like there's a difference between being sober and being in recovery.
Yeah, so for me, being clean.
Yeah, because
we don't say sober.
Alcohol is a drug, period.
That's right. Being clean and being in recovery. Being clean is recovery.
Yes.
People always they always jump on me about it because I got 38 years of clean time.
Right.
But they say you ain't been in these rooms 38 years.
But yeah,
you can't recover without being clean.
True,
so
but I feel like full spiritual. Like let me backtrack. Skirt. Let me Blockbuster. Let's rewind this. Yeah, I would say like full spiritually, like mind, body, soul. Like
that awakening doesn't happen without the recovery.
Yes, that spiritual awakening is.
And that's what I'm working on now.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say this too, because we always talk about addiction and the drug aspects of it. Recovery doesn't necessarily have to be just about drugs.
That's true.
People who go through things, like trauma,
grief.
Grief is a major one. Someone losing someone in the most insignificant way, or just at a time that they're just not prepared for.
Yeah.
You have to recover from that.
Oh,
it's a
absolutely.
process.
Yeah.
And the grieving process is real.
Yes.
The feeling of loss is real, and recovery isn't just I want to get off drugs.
Right.
I want people to understand that this platform isn't just for that. Recoveries can be any aspect of life.
Yeah.
If you're going through a grief or a breakup or
the
self-healing.
Self-healing, just
getting to know yourself.
Yeah.
All of those things are
Learning to love
possible.
yourself.
That's why I tell people all the time, not just the addict, but anybody could benefit from 12 steps.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So if you're not an addict and you want to do the 12 steps, just replace drugs with behaviors.
Yeah, I mean, like, for instance, that's literally what I'm going through right now.
That's
coming from an addict, but I mean, it's
because the desire to use drugs for me has been long removed. I'm not concerned about it. I'm never going to touch that shit again.
Right.
But the behaviors are still here, and I want to remove them too. I want my shortcomings to be taken away, and then I want to be able to work on being the best version of myself.
Yes.
And the only way I could do that is through recovery. And when I say recovery, it's a 12-step program. That's what I follow.
12 steps to recovery.
And I have basically a mentor, a sponsor, who has already gone through it and breaks it down for me.
Yeah. And I think it's a lot easier when you have somebody that can guide you in it versus trying to do it by yourself.
So if anybody just stumbled across Unbroken Stories, it isn't just about drugs. And the pathway to recovery, or the journey to recovery to stay clean. That's a major part of it, right? Because we're both addicts.
Yes.
And I love being clean. I love living a clean life. Yeah. But I also want to be able to say I know who I am, and I stand on business, and I love me.
Yes.
And I want to become the best version of me. And the only way I could do that is to understand that there is a higher power that's greater than me.
Yeah.
That's loving and caring and will help me get through this process.
Yeah, because we can't do it alone.
Nah.
Period.
At all.
You can't.
At all.
Like, doing things alone is how we got here in the first place.
So, okay, so we covered that aspect there. How does desperation open the door for the 12 steps?
Yeah.
So, for me, like I said, my desperate act happened back in 1987 to 88, and I got clean, but I didn't work on me.
Right.
So, the 12 steps for me, I'm so, like, just 4 years ago, I was desperate all over again.
Yeah.
To find out why is it that I always act up, or why do I need to put other people down to make myself feel better?
Right.
Why do I have to be the center of attention?
Yeah.
Why do I have to have, I can have lust issues, or why do I have to have the need to feel like the smartest person, or the coolest person, or I want to be liked, or why do I have
so much value
go to external sources to feel good about myself?
Exactly.
I need to get that within myself right here.
For sure.
So that's how desperation opened the door for me on 12 steps, because drugs was not a problem for me.
Yeah.
It's the lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Of just living and trying to understand why I do some of the things I do.
Yeah.
And that's what opened up the 12-step process for me. That the act of desperation of wanting to right all the wrongs. Yeah. And then change the behaviors of where I was currently at 4 years ago.
All right.
So that sounds like growth. God damn it. That sounds like, let's applaud that.
Yes.
A little growth there, a little growth.
Hey.
But that's what the 12 steps will do. They'll help you grow.
They really will. They will.
So step one, powerlessness.
Yep. Admitted we were powerless in our lives.
That shit hits home. That definitely hits home.
Yeah.
Step two becomes what?
Became willing to surrender to a power greater than ourselves to restore us to sanity.
And I always say step three, we let go.
Yeah. Let go.
Turn it over.
Let go and let God of our understanding.
And for those, this ain't a religious.
No.
I don't know religious zeal or anything like that. I don't do Sundays. Sunday to me is football. I'm a Raider fan through and through. Yeah. And so I don't do church.
If y'all could only see the walls.
my higher power is the force that keeps everything in balance.
Yeah.
My higher power is the thing that makes the sun rise, the moon stay where it needs to be, the birds chirping, the air, the trees, the ground, the dirt, all of that is a part of my higher power.
Yeah.
So,
but that's what I love about, the program and the steps in the literature.
You don't have to follow the dogma.
It's the God of your understanding.
There's only two requirements.
Yep.
That it's loving.
Yep.
And?
You put me on the spot.
Look at you. Caring and loving.
Caring and loving.
And it's bigger than us.
Yes. Yeah.
So what's the danger of losing desperation?
Forgetting Forgetting. Yeah, you know, and it's funny that we're talking about this, specifically this, you know, my sponsor, going to meetings with her and stuff, you know, like, one thing for me when I came into my recovery, you know, a lot of times, like, people, for me, you know, I didn't want to live in that shame and that guilt of like, oh, I'm an addict. But it's, you know, you change your perspective and you kind of look at things differently, and I will always be an addict. There's no doubt about that, you know, and one thing that she says is, you know, she's like, hey, I'm a grateful person in recovery, but I'm still an addict, and I can never forget that. And it's so true, because if you don't, and that's why she taught me, you know, she's like, you have got to always, every day, remember the steps that start with a 1. Number 1, do not ever forget that you are powerless and that your life will become unmanageable. Like, don't ever forget that, you know, and remembering that gift of desperation, remembering those moments. And, you know, rock bottom, a lot of people don't realize that rock bottom can have a basement. You know, rock bottom can have a basement.
It can always be worse.
Oh yeah, and that basement can have subfloors, and those subfloors can have panic rooms. I mean, rock bottom looks different for everybody. You know, so
agreed.
It's one of those, like, remembering, never forget that moment where you just knew that you couldn't anymore. Because I feel like if you forget that, it's going to, you're going to think that you're, you know, for me, if I ever forget that moment of desperation, I'm going to think that I can handle this again.
Yeah. So,
you know, and yeah, no, I can't.
To add to that, the way I stay connected to desperation is I listen to newcomers.
Oh yes, that's why they say the newcomers are the most important, you know, part of the meeting, because it definitely reminds you. It's like, don't forget where you came from.
When I hear a newcomer come in and he just sounds crazy.
Yeah, backs up against the wall. They don't know what to do.
It's almost like a possum in the corner.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He's like, I don't really want to fight, but goddamn it, you got me there.
Yeah.
And so for me, when I see a newcomer and he sounds reckless and he sounds like he's desperate, it reminds me of December 29th, 1987.
When you were backed in that corner.
Yeah, just throwing everything out, throwing caution to the wind, throwing everything out the window, and saying, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do me."
Yeah.
So that's how I stay connected with my desperation. I don't often talk about the drug life, but I do remind myself with the last binge.
Yeah. I've
rock bottom story.
I've heard you share that story a few times.
When people share at meetings, or they're a speaker, they like to take them through the whole drug catalog. I don't do that.
Yeah.
We got high because at one point in our life it was the answer. We loved it.
Yep.
And I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I could hide behind the drugs.
Yeah.
And then the drugs became the problem.
Exactly.
That's the same for everybody.
Yeah.
And then we had to figure it out.
Yep.
So for me, I just go straight to the end.
Yeah.
I know what I did. I know what I'm capable of doing. And I don't ever want to do that again. And that's why I look at newcomers, and that's why I love newcomers, because they are so raw with where they're at that it hits home and makes me think about where I was.
Yeah.
And so, but for the grace of God or my higher power,
yes,
there go I.
Exactly.
That easily could have been me.
Yeah.
Or that was me.
Yeah.
So that's how I stay connected. So how do you turn? Let me ask you this then. So we know how we stay connected.
Yep.
We know the dangers of losing that desperation,
Yep.
like when you get too complacent in long-term recovery. For me, I'm long-term, and you're 7 months.
7 months today.
7 months today. Celebrate that.
Yeah.
7 months is a long time.
Look, 7 months when, like, I'm telling you, man, 7 days used to be a dream.
So for me, as a long-term person in recovery who has substantial amount of clean time, you can get very relaxed.
Yeah, completely.
I got it. I ain't gonna get high. Fuck it.
Yep.
And I didn't get high. Not once. I didn't relapse. I got my one key tag, and I just never looked back.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. I just stopped stealing 2 years ago. April 29th will be 2 years stealing free. That if that's not addiction in this showing its ugly face in a different way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what is.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I'm saying? It's like I here I am. I got money.
Yeah.
I work. I can earn money, and here I am stealing because I don't want to pay. I just want to get over.
Yeah.
I just want to scheme, scam,
yeah.
manipulate.
You're addicted to that feeling.
That euphoric feeling
Yep.
of getting over.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to be aware of that. That's how my disease lives today.
Yeah.
It lives in me in different ways. I can go 0 to 100 when somebody says something out of pocket.
Right.
Mr. Hyde is constantly shaking the cage.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm Dr. Jekyll, but in the past, Mr. Hyde will shake that cage, let me out, and let me run up with the show. Let me run the show.
Yeah, but that goes into the growth.
Yeah, and that's part of it.
Yeah.
But I also I don't want to ever forget the pain.
Yeah. Yes, you have to remember that.
See, because when I relapse in a different way. I don't relapse with drugs. I relapse with behaviors. So I risk that every time I forget about what I can put myself through.
Right, so, and the people that you love around you too.
For sure.
Because for you, family is huge.
Yeah, if I get locked up. Oh my Lord!
Yeah.
How am I explain that to my sons?
How do you explain that to your?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Just go through it all too much.
Yeah.
So. What was I gonna say? How do you stay connected to desperation without living in fear? Like,
honestly, just remembering where I came from, remembering those moments, remembering that and a lot of it is the turning it over to my higher power. Not having that fear of what does my sponsor call it? She calls it future tripping. No future trip. Like, what's gonna happen if this, or what's gonna happen with that? Just realizing that as long as I'm doing the next right thing, and as long as I'm turning my will and my life over to, the God of my understanding, that I'm on the right path. But like you said as well, remembering the pain, remembering the hurt. You don't have to wallow in it. You don't have to, have that woe is me, or live in the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, but just you remember it, you acknowledge it, and you use that as the motivation to continue to grow.
So okay. So turning desperation into growth. We said it earlier, pain becomes
your purpose.
That's right. Pain becomes your purpose.
Yeah.
And desperation isn't the end.
Nope.
But it's the actual starting line.
It really is. And that's why I feel like it's called a gift. And because when you first hear, the gift of desperation, it can kind of sound harsh, but when you actually take the time to understand it and to talk about it, and to break it down like we've been doing for the past, 40 minutes or so, that's when you understand it is a gift, because had you not had that desperate moment, you never would have made the decision to actually start to heal and to recover. And so it is a gift.
So my mom used to always say, "What you how's she say it? Well, I don't know. It's not her saying, but she said, "What you go through is what you grow through."
Yes.
So that desperation didn't break me. It made me become honest.
Yeah. And that honesty is
honesty,
hard.
open-mindedness, and willingness.
The honesty is hard. Looking through your own bullshit and being willing to, admit that you have a problem, whether it's with your addiction, your emotional strongholds, your behaviors, your shortcomings, having to admit that and be honest about it. It hurts at times, it hurts, but the end result has been pretty damn awesome.
Oh man. I look at where I was when I was in complete desperation to where I am today.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking night and day.
Yeah. It's like a complete 180.
Yeah. I hate when people say 360.
Yeah,
you're right back at the starting point.
Exactly.
You're right back at the starting point. It's 180, guys.
It's 180. It's you're turning.
Yeah,
you're not doing a big ass circles.
But no. But the crazy thing is that I get to remind myself and sit in it.
Yeah.
I sit in that desperation for a minute.
Do you?
Just I don't wallow in it.
Right.
But I taste it.
There you go.
That's how I don't like that taste.
Exactly.
And then I move on. I don't celebrate the highs too high, and I don't wallow in the lows.
Exactly.
So I try to keep myself even keel in the middle somewhere.
Just make sure you do celebrate the wins.
Yeah, I celebrate. I don't over it because I remember when I was getting high, shit happened. Oh, you know, I just got a raise, nigga. I'm about to get fucked
Right,
up.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you know, this girl give me a number.
Yeah,
Nigga,
I'm
to
about to
smoke.
get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm in there like swimwear.
yeah, so it's like, you know, if you celebrate too high, you can go overboard.
Yeah.
You know, so I do celebrate the wins, though.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like when shit is going right. But to the person who's still struggling, to the it don't even have to be an addict, like a person on drugs.
Struggle.
Anybody who's dealing with grief, loss, or you know, just can't get a job, or they're just not
feeling like they're unworthy.
Yeah, like if you're insecure.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like they're at their rock bottom. It doesn't, you know. If you're desperate right now, then you're closer to recovery than you think.
Yeah.
Because for me, desperation is the starting point.
Yeah,
of
because
recovery.
it's that pain is the beginning.
Couldn't say it better. The pain is the beginning. Yeah. It's not the end of the world. And I try to tell people, you know, people who suffer with depression, loneliness, all of that stuff. Yeah. It's real in the moment, but you can move forward from it.
Yes. Yeah.
So you don't have to figure it out all by yourself. There's many places, and I tell people all the time. I just happen to follow a 12-step program called NA, and it's working for me. I see the growth in myself. Other people see the growth in me. I'm always getting asked to speak or do some kind of event or convention, and I really like I want to go back to the prisons and talk to the inmates. You know?
Oh, prison ministry? Absolutely.
Not ministry.
Well, like you know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm not no minister. Far from that. But I do want to be able to, like, if I had somebody putting a bug in my ear back in 88, 89, where I would have been today. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just had to go through it all on my own. What I want to do is help somebody else not have to struggle as much as I did.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You know,
we do recover.
We try to recover. We're working on this.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap this up?
Yeah.
All right. So, damn, yo, desperation. It doesn't even feel that, like, it feels, I feel uplifted right now.
Yeah.
See? We talked about desperation, but I feel good.
That's why uplifted. It's a gift.
So if you take anything from this topic today, let it be this: desperation is not something to be ashamed of.
Yeah, don't be ashamed of it.
You don't have to beat yourself up. And if you are gonna beat yourself, use a feather.
Yeah, just a little.
That shit feels good. Don't use a bat. Don't use a bat no more.
You say use a feather. That shit feels good. Yeah. I'm done with you. I cannot anymore.
and because for many of us, that moment when
we hit that bottom.
Yeah, when we hit the bottom, and we don't want to stay wallowing in the bottom, self-pity and feeling like woe is me. You know, we don't want to run out of answers. We want to come up with the answers. Yes. We want to come up with
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, we want to pivot our life, like the disease of addiction pivots when it gets mad because you don't want to get high no more. Now it wants to come up in another way. Yeah, you know, same thing with grief. Like you don't want to you disconnect from the world. You want to stay in a lonely spot, and grief can suck somebody in and make them do things that they just normally wouldn't do. Yeah, you can always pick yourself up out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know, the gift of desperation isn't the pain; it's what the pain forces us to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Good. Well said, there, young lady. Well said.
Yeah, because I mean, it's going to push you to reach out, and it's you know, you're finally humble enough to listen, and it opens up the door for a whole new way of living.
That's right.
So, but yeah, if you're in that pain, or if you're in that place right now, don't run from it. You know, lean into it. Talk to somebody. You know, take the step.
Because on the other side of desperation
is recovery.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So my name is Nico.
I'm Christy.
And we love to have you guys.
We love y'all.
And this is Unbroken Story, the journey to recovery. Yes. We want you to stay unbroken.
Yes.
Much love.
Love y'all. Mwah.
Peace.